There we go. Okay, let's start this over again. Hey everyone, Roseann White here. It's Wednesday workout and we're starting a series. So I'm just going to check in with you for a moment here on social media, specifically Facebook, to make sure that you guys can hear me and see me. And if that's the case, please just type in the chat, say hi, tell me where you're coming in from. Yep. For a moment here on social media, specifically Facebook, to make sure that you guys... Stop. Okay, good. So you can hear me. I'm checking it with my phone to make sure I'm audible. Awesome. Give me 1 second. I'm going to make sure that this link is checked in or shared with our VIP group, and then we'll start the workout. So it'll be 1 more minute. Not even a minute. Just a second here to copy this link and share it with our VIP group. There we go. I don't know. Deb and I are trying to figure this out. We're playing around with a little bit of new software that, well, we've actually been using it for a while. However, we're manning the fort a bit deeper now at a different level, and we've got a few more things to do. So anyhow, enough of my rambling. Are you guys ready to figure out how to rehab your hips? Don't need that. So today, the good news is Rose is back on her vibration platform. And I'm going to ask you to have a couple things handy before we start. And I need to chit chat with you for a little bit, so be patient with me. Okay, some of you asked why I haven't been on a vibration platform since I had my hip replaced. Well, that was my surgeon's specifications. So if you are post-rehab, listen to your docs. They get the big bucks for making you healthier and stronger. So I was told to wait at least 6 to 8 weeks to get on my vibration platform. That was my surgeon. Your doctor, your surgeon may have a different protocol. Please follow that. Okay, don't take my word for it. I'm a fitness expert, but I'm not an expert when it comes to surgical repairs. Now, having said that, I am ready to rumble a little bit on my vibration platform. So for the whole month of February, I'm going to share with you my rehab. And this doesn't mean you have to have a hip replacement to do these exercises. If you have challenges with balance, chances are you've got weakness in your hips. If you have challenges with mobility or stability or strength, you know, our core, and I talk about all the time, is not just our belly, it is our hips. So I'm going to share with you every week different ways to strengthen. This week, we're going to be seated. Next week, I think I'm going to do everything laying down. The following week, I may go standing. So I'm going to mix it up a little bit so it's different for you at your level, wherever you're at. Okay, I want to make sure I'm speaking to everybody, the newbies to the seasoned fitness professionals. And I am one of them that still had weak hips. I worked on them, but I had structural things that caused some weaknesses, and that's why I've got it repaired. So enough of that. Here's what I'm going to suggest. I have the Life Pro bands, okay, the resistance bands. You'll use some of these, but if this is too much for you, don't use them yet. Add them in. My first few PT sessions with my physical therapist, I couldn't even use the band. I couldn't. I just didn't have the neuromuscular connection to make things happen. So then I added the band later. So band or not, your option. I definitely want you to have either the mini stability ball or a pillow. Okay, we need to have that. So get that handy. The next thing I want you to have this is a yoga strap. Okay, it's not stretchy. If you don't have that, use a belt, use a big towel, but I need something that doesn't give. Okay, I even have, if you have the booty bands, that's what we call them, these things. This is the heavy duty one. It's heavy resistance. You could use this because it's really hard to stretch this guy. It takes a lot. So if you don't want to hold on to a strap, get your booty band. Okay. Or if you don't have any of this stuff, just take all your bands and put them together. But it's a lot to put. If you have wider girth in your hips, it's hard to put these guys around your thighs. So that's why I want you to have a band. Okay. Next thing, if you have it, great. If you don't, I'd suggest you get one of the red light belts. I have the Micro and the Levared Pro Elite. Any of these are perfect. We have, a whole line of belts. And I'm not here to sell you belts, but I'm here to tell you the belt, I'm not going to use it today because I'm not going to take my pants down and put them on, but I would do my hip work with the red light on my hip while I'm exercising, or I'll do it as recovery after when I'm on my PEMF mat. And you see my mat, my mini PMF mat, the infrared is down here. So after I exercise and stretch, I'm going to spend 15, 20 minutes getting some red light therapy or PMF. Or if you don't have the time, do your red light therapy around your hips with one of the belts, okay? Get as much bang for your buck to get the healing going on, okay? So that's all I'm going to say about all that. Let's begin our workout. So if you do have a flex cycle, warm up for 3 to 5 minutes before we start. I would suggest that. Otherwise, we're going to go ahead and start your vibration platform. And I'm going to go on a speed at about 60. I'm kind of digging that for what I'm doing here. You can go full blast. Debbie has a lot of different suggestions on ways to do things. I'm just going to tell you what I do. We're both right. Okay, whatever, because it goes back to what feels best for you. So when I say we're both right, we always say that whatever feels best for you. Okay. Oops, I got to get one more thing. So I'll put these exercises in the chat box so you know what the list of them are. There are 8 of them. 6 are exercises, actually strengthening, and 2 are for stretching. So the first thing we're doing is we're going to sit here and kind of make sure that you're feeling comfortable in your positioning. I love this chair that I'm using. I got this on Amazon because my knees are lower than my hip crease. It's not too high, not too low. It's just right. I'm just going to sit here and just kind of let the vibration happen. Okay. Check your posture. This is important, okay? Because if you're tucked or if you're too arched, you're not at a neutral pelvis. Now, laying down, we can get in neutral a little bit easier, but for our all intents purposes, this is a seated program, a seated routine. So now that I feel this, I'm actually going to take my shoes off because people ask that. I forgot to take them off. Yeah, take your shoes off if that feels good for you. I'm going to take my socks off too so you can see my feet. I completely forgot about my shoes. I've been running around all day. Okay, now the first exercise, seated abduction with the ball. If you do not have a ball, use a pillow. But what I want to make sure that it's not between your thighs. I sometimes cue that. It is between your knees, okay? We're going to sit tall, spread your toes, feel your heels and your big toe mound and your little toe. Feel that, okay? Unless you have neuropathies and you can't feel that, but feel that. We're going to sit nice and tall. Put your hands on your hips to make sure you're not tilted. And you're going to squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Breathe in. Feel the lower belly muscles pull up and in as you squeeze for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Use your breath. Inhale, relax, belly fills. Exhale, squeeze all the air out as you squeeze the ball. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. We're going to do 10 of these. Breath in. Exhale, squeeze. Now notice your feet. Are you curling your toes? It is all about inner thighs and glutes. And release. Take a breath. Feel the collarbones lifted and squeeze that ball. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. You might want to put your hands behind your head to check with your alignment. Breath in and squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. We've got 5 more of these. I might have been off on 1 rep, but what's another rep? You know, it's not going to hurt to do that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now that you know that your head is in good alignment, you can put your hands down at your sides if you want, and release. And let's squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can you feel how your ribs are also knitting in? We're working our core here. Exhale, squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. You've got 2 more of these. And almost like you're dragging your feet in with your shins, with your knees, with your inner thighs as you squeeze. Release. One more time, guys. Take a big breath and exhale. Blow all the air out. Now that was 1 set of 10. I'm going to suggest you do 2 to 3 sets. So you might do all of these at one through and then repeat them, or do the 3 sets, okay? I'm going to move on. The next one is seated adduction. Oh, I said that wrong. This was abduction. No, adduction. Abduction is away. Sorry about that. So 1 is in, 1 is out. It's still early. Okay, here's where I'm going to take my yoga strap. This is abduction, abduction. You can take it around your thighs. And I'm just going to hold on with my hands on the outside of my thighs. I'm going to push out for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Big breath. Use all the oxygen you have here and exhale out all that stale air for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, when you're holding your band, you're going to feel that your arm muscles are working as well. So you're getting a little bit more. I call this the twofer. Push out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The twofer meaning you're getting some tricep work or some back work. And let's go again. Push out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. As I mentioned, if you don't like holding this, use your booty band, and that way you don't have to hold on to anything. Push out. 5, 4, 3. Really give it a big push and release. Take a breath and let's push it out. You can press gently down into the big toe mound, the little toe mound, and the heel, right on the tip of the heel. Okay, so you want to feel that base and release. We got several more to go here, so stay with me. Push out. All the air out. Okay, we're halfway through that. Let's get 5 more of these, guys. Take a big breath. Press it out. 5, 4, count it out. 3, that way I know you're breathing. And release. And exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. Get big breath in. This is number 8. Push it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You can't tell that you're trembling in your legs because the platform is trembling you. And press out. 5, 4, 3. Can you feel your glute muscles also firing up? You should be able to. 1 more time, everybody. Big breath. And push it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And release. Okay, enough of that. Grab a sip of water. Our next exercise is our seated internal. So I'm going to have you take your yoga or your flex bands. We're going to take the flex band. You can go yellow or red. I'm just going to demonstrate the exercise quickly because it's all about the right form, okay? I'm going to keep 1 foot on, and I'm going to internally rotate the thigh bone. So look at my line, my knee to hip. I'm not letting my knee go out. I'm just internally rotating the thigh bone. Okay, that's my internal. Here's my external. Now, again, if you don't want to band on this, you don't need to. I have 2 other options. I like to put 1 band above my thighs. That kind of keeps me, and watch how I do this. That way my thigh bone kind of stays in alignment. I don't have to hold it. So let's do 1 set here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, sitting tall, 5, knee stays in line with hip socket, 4. This is our external rotation. So that's kind of a starting spot. if you feel that your hips can handle it, you're going to put the other band around your ankles to do, and you can do this with both sides. I'm just demonstrating your options. Here's your option here, okay? I lift my leg out just a little bit. My right foot's pushing down, and I'm going to externally rotate. So now I've got a little more resistance. I want to make sure, I'll put my hand on my thigh just to make sure I'm not moving my knee out, and press out. Have your big toe pointing straight forward. You're going to feel this in the other hip, even when you do this. Do 4 more with me. Exhale to inhale. 3, 2, and 1. Relax. As I said, you don't have to have a hip replacement. This could be prehab, like getting ready for some surgery, post-rehab, or just naturally part of your routine. Okay, our next one is internal rotation. So once again, I'm gonna separate my feet a little bit. So I want to keep my knee here, and I'm going to internally rotate. So I don't need the band on this one. This is not going to help me at all. Okay, I'm going to internally rotate. It's my thigh bone that's turning in. I'm thinking heel to my shin. Keep the pelvis neutral. Keep the ribs stacked. Keep the collarbones lifted. Keep the shoulders down. The heart lifted up. 5, 4. I'm pushing into the platform with my other leg just to keep me stable and keep that glute fired up. And release. Okay, I'm going to do this other side. My platform shut off, and I'm just going to finish my set here. Turn in. Oops, that one wants to move. So make sure you have a mirror in front of you, because honestly, your body loves to cheat, and you'll think you're doing the work, and you're going to find out that you're really not, because other body parts are moving. Okay, so we got about 5 more of these. And again, I have my knees just a little bit wider than my hip joint to put some resistance in my band and give me some range of motion to kick in. Okay, 3, 2, and 1. Great. Let's go ahead and put the platform back on. I know I have my remote somewhere here, but I'm not going to waste time finding it. Okay, here we go. This is your 5th exercise. It's a seated clamshell. So I've got both feet on. I'm going to bring up the heels together, the toes apart. Heels together, toes apart. And I'm going to push out and in. So you have an option here. You can go right knee out, left knee out, both knees out. Okay, that's your option. Right knee out, left knee out, both knees out. Or you can do both. Okay, I'm going to do 5 more individually and then together. Right, left, because you're going to notice a difference. Again, right hip is new, left hip is old. So I feel a difference. And I want to know that each one is working independently. 1 more. And out. And now let's go together out. Press out. Exhale. I feel the weight transfer from big toe to little toe, but my feet stay on the platform. And I breathe. Let's go. 5, 4, nothing fancy here, right? 3, 2, and 1. By now, you should be feeling it in your hips. Okay, so I'm going to grab my stability ball, mini stability ball. I'm going to throw it between my knees. I'll keep the band here to keep it in place. Okay, now you may not see this on me, but I want you to know that this is what's happening. I'll move all my props out of the way. I want to do a little pelvic tilt. So I'm kind of squeezing the ball, but I want to feel the top of my sitting bones. There's like little pointed areas, and I'm going to squeeze and tuck. So I'm pulling my lower belly in. I'm putting a gentle squeeze on the ball. And from the side, guys, it's going to look, it's a little tuck. Can you see that movement? It's so small. But I just want to engage my glutes and release them, okay? Now, again, as I said earlier, 10 reps of each, 2 to 3 sets. with or without the vibration platform, with or without bands, whatever works for you. But this is our first entry into strengthening hips, really into the joint area. You notice there's no big ranges of motion here. We're looking for engagement of all those deep rotators, external, internal, glute muscles. I've got 2 more of these. And 1 more. Great. Okie doke. So those were my 6 exercises. I'm flinging things everywhere. Now I'm going to just do 2 stretches, just 2, okay? The first one is not a figure 4, okay? Instead, it's going to be more of a, what I call princess style, okay, or ladylike. You're going to cross knee over center line. So if my center line's here, my knee slightly over, I'm going to hold on to the thigh and the knee, and I'm going to lean forward. Now, my lean is small. Let me show you from my side here. Okay. It is, watch my head. It is not the head that goes. I'm going to pull back, and I want to feel right here. It's a gentle stretch into the TFL, which is right there. You can even massage this. You can take your knuckles. You're going to find the tender spot. Okay. I'm not trying to go deep into piriformis. I want to get a little bit of IT band. So I'll massage up and down and lean into it. I'm pushing my sits bones back, lifting the chest up. My spine is long. I say this a ton of times with all my clients. Don't drop your head. Think that you have an orange underneath your chin, and you're holding that, and you're getting this gentle stretch. Okay, I'm not going piriformis, okay? Although you're going to feel a little bit of it. I want to really feel that. Next week, I'll show you a little more intense stretch, but I want to make sure this feels okay for you, because sometimes this might be enough, okay? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and come up and over. Isn't this awesome? I can cross my knees. A lot of hip surgeons, and I've heard this, do not like you crossing your knees, thighs. Well, my guy says, go for it. My hip is totally able to, the hip joint is totally able to do this. And I'm just leaning forward. Now I feel on this side a huge stretch. And of course I will, because there was a lot of trauma on this side. Okay. Breathe into it. You want to hold this stretch, and you can massage into it. And I'm bringing my hip bones forward, going into the TFL, and man, it's tender. But 30 seconds, okay? Give yourself 30 seconds. Do this stretch on each side 3 times, 30 seconds each, okay? I'm only doing 1 set, but I want you to do at least 3, okay? Rub into the area that's tender and sore. Breathe into it. I'm pulling that thigh bone into the socket, getting that connection. Wow. I couldn't even do this a while ago. Now it's better, but it's tight. Breathe and release. Okay? So the last thing we're sitting in a very flexed position, hip flexion. I want to open up those hip flexors. So you can, I'm going to take the chair at the side here. I'll keep 1 foot on. Let me move my. Okay, and all I want to do is first keep 1 foot on the platform, hands on the hips, and I'm just bringing my femur bone, my thigh bone back until I feel this stretch. And you guys, you see me do this a lot during our workouts, and this is simple and effective. Okay, you don't have to complicate the hip flexor stretch. It is an overworked, fatigued muscle because it's always working. Sitting down, your hip flexor is contracting. So we've got to stretch it out often, okay? Because especially if you do a lot of sitting. So hang out there 30 seconds. If you want a little more, you can just take your head back and kind of lean back into it. You'll just open up into the obliques a bit here, but it's really down here. I'm going to push my heel back and give myself a little extra tug, belly in. And then let's go to the other side. Do you like this seated workout? Now, I know there are many of us that cannot get on the floor. Fortunately, I'm able to, but I want to make sure I can talk to you guys that can't, okay? So I'm just going to step back. I know you can't see me on this, but you get the idea, right? See that alignment of this knee? And then I want to make sure my hips are not hiked. My hips are even, and I'm going to push back, press down on the platform foot. Breathe into all the sensations of stretch. It should not be an owie. It should be an ah-ee. Just nice and easy. Breathe into it. You can bend and straighten the leg a little bit. Keep belly in. Keep head lengthened and lifted. Chest up, shoulders down. I'm not squeezing my shoulder blades back. I'm just lifting the heart, and that drops my shoulder blades in place. Couple more breaths here. This feels really good. A little stretch there for the lats. And release. Okay, so couple words of to think about or thoughts here. Grab water. Stay hydrated on this, guys. It is super, super important to stay hydrated. If you are comfortable with increasing speed, do it. I wouldn't go too choppy. I'd stay at a higher frequency. Because you're sitting and we're doing one leg at a time, I think if you want to do one set without the platform, one set with the platform, you can do that. It's, again, up to you. I like to mix things up a lot, and this is just me. I think it's really good to mix things up. So platform for one set of 10, no platform for another set of 10, add the platform back in different frequency and get those reps in. At least 10 reps, quality move, not quantity. 2 to 3 sets is ultimately what you're looking for. How often during the week should you do this? I would recommend one every other day if you're starting off, okay? When we get into this series, because there's going to be 4 parts to it, as I mentioned, you'll do maybe one day seated, one day laying down, one day standing. We'll mix it up because we're not tearing muscle fiber. So you can do this stuff every day. Now, if you're sore after this, take an extra day off and use some of your other Life Pro equipment. Get onto the your BioRemedy, your LibraWrap, your Infrazen, any of the other recovery tools that you have. Enjoy them. Let all those cells relax, restore, repair, so that you can be rocking and rolling in no time. I hope this was helpful for you. I will share the sequence on the VIP page in this post. This is recorded. You can refer back to it as much as you want. We'll eventually get it on YouTube along with all our other videos. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I hope it was helpful, and have an awesome day. I'll see you guys next Wednesday, same time. Bye for now.